the Summer of Champions, your Paris Olympics recap podcast. It's Wednesday night, August 7th, 2024. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, a woman who has to keep canceling her hair appointments because of this damn show. It's my beautiful wife, Nora.
Oh my God, don't embarrass me. My roots are getting out of control.
You got to keep pushing it a couple days.
Shout out to Jess for accommodating me. Yeah, she thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, I can't come in. I have an Olympic spot.
Do you have one scheduled?
Post-Olympic.
For
I just committed.
The immediate day after the closing ceremonies?
Yeah, I'm going to do so many things.
Okay. Over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Shout out to everyone joining us live on YouTube. We love to see it, especially all you sickos that have been here every night live on YouTube.
Committed.
Do yourself a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe as a little pat on the back to yourself. Share the show even.
Why
Get
not?
crazy.
Does your mom know about it yet? She should.
Podcast listeners, leave us a 5-star rating and review. You can share the show as well. That'd help us out. I will always tell you right off the top, there will be spoilers for day 12 from the Paris Olympics. You've been warned, and also we can't get to everything, but we'll try here tonight. Tonight's drink of choice, this is unique. We have a South African port.
That's right. We have port wine from South Africa, De Kran's Cape Vintage 2013.
Okay.
Shall we cheers?
2013? Oh, we fancy,
It's a vintage. So I found two. Afrikaans, I found Gesundheit.
Gesundheit?
Yeah, which I thought was like kind of like a blessing.
Okay.
And then also in Zulu, Bahabule.
Bahabule.
That's way more
good.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
fun. Those are great cheers.
Anyway,
There we
cheers.
go.
This is a full-flavored classic port with rich coffee, chocolate, and stone fruit flavors.
And maybe a tiny little bit of cork.
Oh!
Had some issues.
Had some technical issues.
Opening
getting
this
guy.
vintage bottle.
We would have been fired if we worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
We made a big old mess.
I think I got most of it out of everybody's class.
Mine seems fun.
Okay.
No,
so
we
perfect.
scoop.
That's
It's
not
good.
bad.
It's very nice. Apparently it pairs well with desserts
Okay.
or mature cheeses.
I could see that.
Yeah. Same.
Okay.
Same.
Jay, do you like red wine? I know it's
I like red wine. I'm not so much a port guy. This is very sweet
It
for
is.
me. And it's very rich.
Yeah.
Well, they did say chocolatey flavors.
I wish we had those, what do you call those cute little glasses, too, that you maybe have a port.
Well, yeah, port glasses.
Oh, I thought there was like a little...
Like a snifter?
A snifter, yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
Is there budget? I'll buy some.
No, once port is done, it's done.
Okay.
Probably back to beer tomorrow night from some other part of the world. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, let's get to recapping day 12. We do it with our medal moments, gold, silver, bronze. We start once again on the track. Mm-hmm. That's our gold medal tonight. Specifically, Team USA's Quincy Hall winning gold in a very fast 400-meter thriller. It looked like this guy, Quincy Hall, was fading, sort of, as he's coming around the final turn there in the 400. But the guy dug deep, kicked it for the final 100 meters, and overtook several runners to win gold. Pretty entertaining race.
Yeah, I thought Hudson Smith had this race. He looked really strong in all the semifinals, and I felt like it was going to be between them, to be honest. But all of a sudden, in that last little bit, in the last few meters, he just started willing himself to go forward. He was gritting his teeth. He did not look comfortable, but he pushed through.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe it was the power of his boxers. His loose boxers. This guy went viral a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was preparing for heats, and we got a shot of like the call room, and Quincy Hall, caught wearing,
like old boxers, like bloomers, basically.
Like, yeah, the old baggy loose boxers
Cotton.
that I definitely wore in like grade 9.
Yeah, but this is insane.
It's one thing to keep wearing those, but then put on a super tight tracksuit.
It was all bunched up under there.
Very strange, but maybe that's where he gets his power from.
You think?
I think so.
Maybe it's like really comfortable. He has a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not so tight.
So he posted a time of 43.4 to claim the Olympic title ahead of Hudson Smith of Great Britain.
Right.
He ran a 43.44, and Zambia's Sumokanga, he won bronze in 43.74.
Yeah.
There were other PBs, other national records. Like, again, this was a very fast 400 meters with like 5 or 6 guys.
It was really exciting to watch.
It was a good race.
Yeah.
I think this was the night on the track that we didn't have the wow moment.
Okay, sure.
You know, we had Mondo's world record at pole vault. We had the 100 meters, and we've had that. But still a good
Why
race.
do you think it's because these people are not giving like star power energy?
it's just a discipline, I think, that a lot of people maybe aren't as into. Probably should be more.
Yeah.
Like we said, there's a lot of great runners, and a lot of these guys to go under 44. That's what they were saying on the broadcast. They're like, holy, we thought maybe one guy would, maybe two, but multiple to get under that mark is
totally
impressive. We got that fast track.
It is a fast track. I did a tiny bit of research on it. We don't need to go into it, but essentially there's like an extra layer, a spongy layer in there that makes it, it sort of propels the energy you're putting down into the track back towards you.
Sure.
So it's supposed to make you the tiniest bit faster. And also,
all of these records are tainted?
Oh, no. The company, I think, that makes it, I think they're called Mondo.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, or Monda.
Hey, do you know Mondo stands for world in Italian?
Yes, I saw people going off in the comments. Guys, I don't...
Hey, I got to take the small wins when it comes to languages.
I don't speak all the languages. Right. I just generally have good language instincts.
No, you guys played it right. More likely I would have been wrong.
Oh, always.
You should always veer to that side
100%.
when we're talking languages. But apparently I was right. We had a lot of Italians sliding into the DMs and the YouTube comments saying, hey, it does stand for that.
Crazy lady, what are you talking about?
So thank you guys.
Yeah.
In the men's 3,000 meter steeplechase, Morocco's El Bakali defended his Olympic title. He held off the American Rooks and Kenya's Kibiwat, who finished 2-3 respectively. So big win. Did they say I don't think anyone had ever defended this in the Olympics?
Back to back, it had been a really long time.
Like 100 plus years.
Yes.
Yeah. Back like when there was no Mondo track.
No.
Back 100 years ago.
That's
like
what's
dirt.
Even more impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. So he does it. That's incredible. He was very happy. Had the Moroccan flag and going around the track. But we had a scary scene.
Yeah.
In this race, Gurma coming down the back straight, he started to turn it on. I thought, like this guy's a world record holder.
Yeah, he was making a move,
and he went to obviously go over the jump, and he clipped it and hit the ground
so
hard, like sort of the side of his body, but his head appeared to bounce off that track.
Yeah,
he laid there. He did get medical treatment for some minutes before they took him out on a stretcher. I think we have some positive update that we know of.
Basically, from what I've read on just a few posts here and there on X, he was unconscious when it happened, which makes sense because he was totally limp. It wasn't like when somebody tumbles and then they get up and, you know,
they're like,
he was on the ground, not moving. It was pretty scary.
And you knew it was severe because the broadcast did not go back to him.
No.
It was addressed.
Yeah.
But then
they didn't show it.
They didn't show him because they're thinking, we have no idea how severe this is.
So I think when they were taking him away on the stretcher, he did come back, he came to, and he's being treated. So I don't really know what his...
So he has regained consciousness.
He was conscious
in the
when they were taking him to the hospital, which is good.
Good news.
Hopefully he's okay.
Those things are high, man. I don't think that comes through on television to a lot of people.
Of course not.
Honestly. How high do you think they are?
3 feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dead on.
I'm never right.
I think they're 3 feet. I think they're 36 inches.
I was just thinking what would be hard.
I think men's are that height, and then the women's are like a little bit lower, but not much, maybe half a foot.
Well, I mean, that's big.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like running, so you have to pace it, right?
Yeah.
And there's like 12 guys around you.
I know. I'm saying, I'm with you.
This is a very dangerous sport.
And they're solid. Like, it's not like a hurdle
that knocks over. Great point.
Yeah.
Those are even higher, right? But
totally.
Good point. I mean, you hit it as he did, and again, he was turning on the jets because he was back a little bit, but he was coming. There was no doubt. And then the speed, obviously, he just clipped it, and oh man, hopefully he is okay. It sounds like he might be.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day, just to slip this in here, we had guys dropping left and right.
Carnage.
In the 5,000 meter heats. So we have no final for that, today. I think it's coming up tomorrow.
Oh, God.
But holy crap, in multiple races, guys were falling. In one case, 4 guys fell over like bowling pinballs. Bowling pins.
Yeah.
All 4 of those guys actually got pretty lucky. They're allowed to compete in the final.
Sure.
I mean, it was coming down the stretch. But anyway, there was a camera guy that wandered out onto the course.
Walking into the race. This is crazy. I mean, he did have a lot of equipment on. Maybe he couldn't hear.
Yeah.
But
he had the
just
whole handheld in it.
Strolling onto the track, and they're like,
nobody hit him.
Hello?
They just sort of went whoop right around him.
So what was it? A Steadicam?
I think
he had
that.
like a big thing on that he was wearing. So maybe he was just totally unaware.
It's almost amazing it doesn't happen more, especially with all the field events going on.
There's a lot
and
happening.
They always go after they do a jump or they do a throw.
Right.
A lot of them run to their coaches.
Sure.
So they're always crossing the track. You do see them, like a lot of them, like look first before they go across.
Yeah.
But then the camera guy's got to go across with them. So there's a lot of back and forth across this
I
thing.
mean, the
we need a little
logistics.
bridge.
Yeah, the logistics of what they're trying to capture and how they're doing it while other sports and semifinals are happening is like a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And it's day 12 of them working straight
you're
through.
like a little zoned out.
You know how it is with the crew.
Yep.
They show up a week beforehand. They work every day, 12-hour days. They're shooting in the morning or in the afternoon and the evening at this particular event.
They're in Paris. You don't think they're going out having a beverage or two?
Oh, they're going out for escargot.
Yeah.
I know if
a couple
our
of
crew
those
was there.
men and women are hungover doing their job.
For sure.
Fair enough.
I'm not judging.
enough.
Do you think they have cardboard beds too?
Oh, I don't know where they stay. Probably in a hotel. I would assume that.
I would assume.
I hope they have nice
but maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know, actually.
Well, they're not in the village.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nah.
We don't know their life.
Anyway, be careful
at
out there on the
Marriott.
track. Look both ways.
Yes, always.
Before crossing. We also, in some of the field events, we had Australia's Nina Kennedy winning pole vault gold for the women. I am rocking some Australian attire here tonight. I thought it was a good night. Australia won 4 golds today.
Did.
No pool involved.
No, big day for the Aussies.
No
on the
splashing
track.
needed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a really good day. They
Multidisciplinary.
climbed the medal count, but Nina was good. The only thing was like one of those weird ones where I think they all didn't clear the final height, but because she had cleared
The highest.
in less attempts.
In less attempts. I see.
That's why she got to go. It's one of those weird technicalities in
Yeah.
in
She
pole
seemed
vaulting, but
very stoked.
she was
Oh my
pumped.
God.
She screamed.
Every one she hit.
Yeah, good for her.
Man. And holy crap, we talked about the guys being hotties in the
Oh
pole
my
vault.
God, babe.
Same goes for the women.
What's going on with the pole vault?
Is that like a rule?
You have to be.
You gotta
a
be hot to do this
total
event.
smoke show to do this sport.
You might have to be.
Between this and I watched the women's springboard and the artistic swimming, nothing but ass on my TV
Yeah.
today.
Oh
Like
my
a lot of
God.
ass.
I did read like a few weeks ago when they were training the camera people who were working, they kind of gave them a little bit of like HR training about angles and like
let's
what
not go crazy down
well,
there.
These girls had like serious booty situations.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like they were doing what has been done in the past where they literally have the camera shot from the bottom up.
Right.
They were kind of like cropping them a bit more respectively.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to avoid. And
course.
like, oh my God.
no, out of control.
They're the most fit people of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're so hot.
Yeah. We also had Jamaica's Roger Stona winning the discus gold with an epic throw of 70 meters. New Olympic record. Had a couple Olympic records set in this one. But you don't. I don't remember a Jamaican winning
No, this is
discus
new to
often.
me.
Obviously, they are speedsters
Yes.
and they light up the track. But to win this was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So way to go for Stona there for Jamaica. Any other thoughts on the track?
No, it was just fun. I watched those. I was concerned about the fall that happened, and I woke up to all those other falls. I was
Yeah,
like, what is
because
going
those
on?
were all like daytime things over in Paris, but morning
was
for
the
us.
first thing I saw
It was
on my
This guy
phone.
fell. This guy fell.
I was like, look, they all fell down.
well, and unfortunately, our Canadian Mo Ahmed fell,
Yeah.
and he clipped somebody
earlier, yeah.
and they did not
didn't.
allow him.
Did they explain why? They're just like, this is the
Well,
nature
it's
of what
honestly
happens?
sort of. I hate to say it, but it's sort of his
His
fault.
fault?
He did step on the guy in front of him,
Okay.
and it does happen, right?
Sorry,
Guys go
Mo.
down.
That was hard.
The other one, it was like more near the end of the race too, with the four of them falling. Yeah, Mills I think was involved in that one, so they're gonna get a chance in the final.
But yeah, that's
Just
most
tomorrow.
of what I watch. You can also tell the people on the call are kind of losing it just on the track.
Well, I love, they have like the crew doing all the track events.
Yeah.
And then they have, I forget the guy's name. He seems like an older gentleman.
Yes.
Been around the block, seen a lot of things. And they go to him for the field events.
Okay.
So the discus
Yeah.
and the pole vault and these things. And he's hilarious and he knows his stuff, but
he's playing fast and loose.
yeah. Oh yeah. And like, you can tell like he's, I don't know, maybe not comfortable sometimes with the a producer in his ear, I'm sure, saying, all right, get back to the track or throw back. There's been some funny moments.
Yeah, I mean,
between
I
them.
could never do it, so I'm very impressed by anybody doing it, but it is funny when you can tell they're kind of just over it.
Yeah.
It's been a long
I
time.
don't think they're over it. It's just like we said, it's like,
Maybe they're just hitting their stride and this is like who he is.
yeah, it's possible. And you could do it. Why not?
No thanks.
12 days ago, you didn't think you could podcast.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now you're a superstar.
I'm still not sure I can,
Oh,
but
the people think you can.
well,
and that's all that matters.
I thank the people for their encouragement.
Let's get to the silver medal moment of the day. China claiming team gold in artistic swimming. We promised you on last night's Honor of Champions, the three of us were going to lock in and watch some artistic swimming, and it wrapped up today, the team event. We have a new champion. It is China. They were the runaway leaders after the technical and the free routines, which we didn't watch a lot of.
Yeah, to be fair.
We really zeroed in on today's acrobatic routine.
We watched all of it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's an easy watch, though.
Yeah,
it was over in an hour. They had
they
8
moved
teams.
with pace.
It was moving.
They moved with pace. Didn't even take terribly long for marks.
Yeah.
To come up. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It felt like in the gym, it takes a lot longer. Maybe look at it more, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, China ended up with a total of 996 plus points for gold. USA claimed silver, their first medal in this event in 20 years. Bronze went to Spain. So, JD, I want to hear your take first. You said you watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing.
You were entertained?
Oh, I was entertained.
Deeply.
Absolutely.
Who do you think should have won? Do you think they got it right?
No, I don't.
I agree.
Can I say this, though? Okay, there's two things. I watched a little bit of, I think, the technical day or whatever the other day was.
Okay.
But whatever. I have nothing to add from that. So whatever. The points were what they were coming into this.
Yes.
But if I was basing it on just today,
Yeah.
I would give France gold.
Wow.
We are, JD, you and me,
Yeah.
we're synced, bro.
That's interesting because, yes, so we're watching it. Okay, we don't know really what's going on, how we could dock people. Like, we don't know. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
And they all look like they're killing it for the most part. There's very few times where you're like, oh, they messed that up.
Yeah, once in a while you
Maybe.
kind of get the vibe something feels off.
Maybe
but-
like they didn't, when they do the platform for the person, you're like, she didn't grab her leg all the time.
Or like
whatever.
the fall goes to the left or the right instead of up and down.
But for the most part, it all
it's
sort
all
of blends
incredible.
together.
Like, let's not downplay what they're doing.
But I asked you, Nora. I said, here's what I think you should do for the people. I think you should be the judge, but I think you should be judging not only the performance, but the outfits, the theme, the music.
Absolutely.
All of it, which they sort of do as well.
So.
It's part of their mark.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I wanted you to judge just what we saw today.
Yes.
Again, just the acrobatic routine from the team artistic swimming. Let's go gold, silver, bronze. Is that what you have for me?
Yes, JD, you are saying all the right things because I agree France should have won in my opinion today.
Wow.
They catered to the home crowd. They did a Moulin Rouge theme.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Yep.
Perfect.
They wore these red sequined outfits that had ribbon trim that was in the colorway of the French flag. There's a photo that JD just threw up. Look at them. And also, I don't know if you noticed at their waist, it's also the French flag.
Yeah.
But that didn't show up that way when they first came out. They come out, they do their little strut onto the stage, and then all of a sudden they all release a sort of a section at their waist and Velcro it onto each other, and it's a reveal of the French flag. They did a freaking outfit change
big
on
pop.
the stage.
Big
Huge
pop.
pop. I popped.
Yeah.
I said, did you see that? That was amazing. I want that.
Yeah, we rewound it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I almost got to say, just to jump in here, I almost like them more out of the water than I do in the water. When they come out and do their little 30-second routine on the platform,
you
I'm
really
like,
realize how synchronized they are and how coordinated they are.
Totally. Yeah.
But then they do some cool things. Like some of them, are flipping girls up there.
Yeah, all
my
sorts
God.
of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So France, you got the gold.
Yes, they also did the can before they jumped in the water.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And it was better
than the opening ceremonies.
than the opening ceremonies.
Who are the actual Moulin Rouge dancers, apparently.
Well, it should be these women.
Wow. And I would also venture to say that it was pretty slippery on that pool deck, just as slippery as the bank of the Seine.
Yes, I would agree with you. But they hit those kicks.
Yep.
And what else did they do? So we learned that the person that they tend to throw to do the jumps is called the flyer. Their flyer was getting insane vertical. Every time they threw her up, I think in my opinion, she was jumping the highest.
I thought China was getting pretty airborne.
China was high.
Maybe, but she was a little bit more petite.
She was a little smaller.
Maybe she was easier to throw. But anyway,
my untrained eye.
Yeah, I will say in my notes I wrote huge jump in caps, huge jump and flexibility. So there's that.
Right.
And then also I noticed after the routine when we got a little bit of a closer in shot, remember I had mentioned they all put gelatin in their hair?
Yes.
They had also mixed red glitter into their gelatin.
Yeah.
And so it was all caked on their hair. Do you know how long that must have taken for them to do?
Yeah.
What a mess.
That's a great question. When do they start getting ready for this?
It's got to be at least 2 hours of prep.
What's the call on their sheet? Okay, we're swimming today.
When do we get ready?
You got to be there 8 hours before we get in the pool.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I know, it might be.
And also, if you've ever done anything with glitter, it ends up everywhere. Like you find glitter for days. There was not a stray glitter anywhere.
Not a stray glitter found.
Yeah, which
check
is-
the pool filter.
check the
You won't
pool.
find one.
It was immaculate.
Yep.
All of their edges were perfect. So that was really impressive. And also the person on the call said they had the highest degree of difficulty for this portion. And I think it showed, despite the fact that they ended up in fourth.
Well, and again, these were combined scores.
Yes, but I'm living in a world where this is all I know.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
So my second one, JD, do you have a second one or do you remember any others? I want to know for this thing.
The second one, let me see. I would give it to Spain. Yeah.
GD.
Now that was the Carmen Eminem
Yes.
matchup, right?
Yes.
And the sort of Mad Maxy type of feel.
Yeah, they had the black outfits, I think.
Sort of futuristic.
A little bit.
Angry. They're almost like
Yes.
Attitude.
like
I like the routines where they were angry.
Yeah,
Staring
fine
a
with
hole through the judges.
Oh, well, yeah.
It conveyed a little bit more excitement. The
Yeah.
best part was so I also had Spain as my second one, which is hilarious.
Okay.
So again, on the call, they tell you as the people come out what their theme is. And so the woman on the call was like, this is a Spanish team. Their theme is one shot. One opportunity. And you and I looked at each other and said, surely not. They are not using Eminem.
I was like, Eminem?
Lose Yourself as their music.
exactly the same.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah. I don't think the woman...
it came in with the Carmen song. What's it called?
The theme.
The theme.
Yeah.
The main theme from Carmen.
So it was like a blend.
Yeah.
I didn't think the broadcaster, like an
They didn't
older
know.
woman, maybe she didn't know who Eminem was or
I
something.
don't think she did.
She was saying everything in her notes about Eminem
Yes.
except saying his name.
It was
Yeah.
funny too because she was British. She's like, one shot, one opportunity. And it made it sound so much more posh, but it wasn't. It's Eminem. Their outfits were quite spicy, I thought. It was
Yeah.
like black cutaways with sort of a riveting detail. It had kind of a BDSM energy to me.
A little bit, yeah.
Could have used a little mom's spaghetti on the front.
Where did you write that joke
No, it
down?
just came to
That's
me.
organic?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, they had sort of like a medieval, very intense kind of attitude with the look.
Mm-hmm.
They went with gold glitter in their hair, so that was their choice. And I suppose the judges were fans of Eminem because they got a bronze for this
They did get
routine.
bronze, but
Yeah.
you want to bump them up to a silver.
Well, yes, I
Okay.
would in
Yeah, I
my
would
world.
too.
In my world. It's
Okay.
honestly, what a risk to go with Eminem.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't really know
It
how
didn't work
that's-
out as well for Canada, who also went with a hip hop theme.
They went too far into the hip hop.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Spain blended.
Yeah.
They did a mix. You can't just go
meld.
all Eminem. That's
It's
crazy.
like going full horse.
You
but
can't go full horse.
to be fair to the Canadians, it was a good set list. It was from the Super Bowl, like the halftime show that they were saying on the call.
Oh, I didn't
missed
hear
that.
that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
And it would have hit a little different if we hadn't just heard Eminem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Good
like,
point.
it's like hearing the same song at a wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's right.
So you sleep at the switch.
But they
up
also went like Canada. I think you have a photo. I don't know if you can go to it.
Yeah.
Maybe not in order, but like they had like graffiti,
They
Oh,
just-
it's
like
very on
brick
the
wall.
nose. Yeah.
It's
I
like
think they leaned into the hip hop a little too much. And when they
Yeah.
came out to do this little pre-swim intro, they were kind of like trying to do quote unquote like hip hop style move, but it was like, you know, that viral video of the woman going, "This is hip hop."
yes, that's exactly what I
And
thought.
she's like pumping her shoulders, like, this is hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop is all about this.
Yeah,
That's
I
what they
love
were
that. I
doing
love
on the
that clip.
stage.
Yeah.
And it was not it.
Yeah,
It was not the vibe.
they were fine.
They were
fine.
not hip hop.
No.
But I mean,
hip hop in that world.
I guess.
It was like hip hop at like a youngsters jazz competition.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean? That's what I kind of.
You're
felt
not
like.
wrong on that one.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, they're amazing athletes, and it was a cool routine. for
goes
sure.
without saying, everything they're doing is astonishing.
Yeah.
My third was the Mexico routine,
Okay.
which was, they said, inspired by the goddess of water.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
interesting, but I knew I was going to like it because when they came out, their flyer, they tossed her into the air in like a warrior pose as though she was going to attack something in the water. It was really impressive. and they were wearing a neon pink and neon yellow outfit. And then around the neckline, there's this beautiful trompe-l'oeil effect with jewelry.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I like these suits.
Yeah, I like this look.
Yeah.
It pops in the water against that blue too.
Yes, the colorway is amazing for this.
That's great.
The crowd was really into this as well. I felt like they got a lot of engagement. Their music was sort of like tribal and sort of propelled you.
Yep.
They also, I feel like they did the most face work. They were grimacing and sort of intimidating you. And then at one point, their flyer spat out a big thing, almost like a spit take of water.
Yeah.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
Triple H style, spitting out the water. What's for you wrestling fans out there? I just melded wrestling with artistic swimming.
You're just always trying to bring wrestling, and I'm trying to bring housewives.
Cool. Hey, one of the teams, one of the countries one year, do a wrestling theme.
Yes.
Okay, you should coach. Work on that routine.
I'll help.
Anyway, I
like
liked
them.
this was in my opinion, one of the more cohesive teams. They all work together really well. Apparently 5 of the 8 members on that team have been doing this for over a decade.
Oh.
Sadly, they ended up in 7th, but in my heart, they deserved bronze.
Okay, there you go. Good stuff. Good judging.
Agree with all that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show this to people.
Yeah.
Just to really drive home the fact how weird we are doing this show and how seriously we take it. These are my notes. I wrote handwritten notes here today for the artistic swimming. My little chicken scratch here.
Lion King.
Yeah, I was just writing down
Themes.
Yeah, but Australia cheer theme. I wrote Italy Venice Carnival.
Yeah, that's what their theme was.
Yeah, and then I said something about Canada with their hip hop. Oh, Japan alligator theme.
That one honorable mention because they were doing a lot of alligator type activities.
USA, I thought I did write down sick routine for USA, and again they got silver and and then China. I think they said their theme is light of life and gourmet.
They said gourmet.
What the hell?
And the music kind of had like a Rammstein, like sort of like industrial metal. And then there was a voice saying things, but I couldn't make out. At one point, I thought it said "Welcome to Las Vegas." Yeah. I don't know.
Well, and there was another routine. I forget which country it was. The woman on the broadcast goes, "That voice, that's Jason Momoa, Aquaman himself."
It was an Aquaman theme.
I did not hear that.
They put a lot of talking into the music, like some of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Odd.
I guess you're supposed to kind of like staccato, like impact, go with the music. So maybe if there's words, you can kind of like respond. You looked hilarious judging this.
Oh,
you were sitting in the chair.
Just sitting here taking notes.
You were sitting in the chair with your
judging them like I know what the hell I'm doing.
Taking notes. I looked over. I was like, we have gone to the dark side. We've got to get out of this house.
You know what happened? I got tired of looking at my computer. And typing. I was like, I'm gonna take some handwritten notes.
No, it's great. I love the old school.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a couple of notes for the whole event in general.
Go on.
Which I think was basically perfect. But I would like, and this is going to be way too expensive. But I would like them not to be in a pool, like do something with the lining of the pool. Do you know what I mean? Like they're in a regular swimming pool with like swim lanes and stuff. Like jazz it up a bit, you know? Like,
what would you do? Unlimited budget.
I don't know. Like
maybe light shows for different teams. Obviously.
Yeah, or some sort of make it not blue, like I don't know, gray or something. Just something that makes them pop. The outfits pop even more.
But I thought we found out that the judges don't watch anything that's happening.
I know, but I'm just talking for us at home. And the other thing for us is, I don't love that we're only hearing the music from within the arena. Like there should be a line in to the. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's hard to hear the.
I would have.
You missed Aquaman.
To understand more of what was being said.
Yeah, and just there was like the cool mashup, and even the medley, the Canadian medley, and I found it hard to hear the music.
I agree.
So
you're not wrong.
Okay.
This is all
Crank
good
those
feedback.
levels.
We'll let them know.
Okay. Wow.
We'll reach out. I'm sure they watch this. So
that was way more than I thought we would do on artistic swimming. Find another podcast. I dare you.
Do a whole segment.
It's going to give you 15 minutes of gold on artistic swimming today. Just go find one.
Yeah.
You tell us.
Do you know how they did their hair before me? Maybe not.
Okay. The bronze medal moment of the day. It's got to go to Germany, France. This handball match that ended with a buzzer beater in regulation and then an overtime winner in the final seconds.
Crazy.
When they got there. Okay, dramatic finish. men's quarterfinal match. Again, Germany and the host nation, France. So the crowd was popping. They love handball in Europe. They love it. I think France had won 3 of the last 4 gold medals in men's handball. So, a lot of pride there.
Sure.
Germany at one point was down 6 goals, in regulation. They fought hard. They kept things close. But still, France was leading 29-27 in the game's closing moments. And when I say closing moments, under a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe under 30 seconds, if I remember correctly. They scored 1, and then they're still down 1. France gets the ball, and they really just got to kill the clock. You got to throw that thing around a little bit, and you win, and you're moving on. Inexplicably, their coach calls a timeout. Somebody's got to explain that one to me. It felt like a bit of a panic call. I don't know why you would do it. Didn't feel like they needed to do it.
There was 13 seconds left.
So, because they called a timeout, now they set up at half, and from what I can tell, it's got to be like an infield pass. So it's got to be passed forward, right? So now the Germans are obviously like hoping for a miracle. Like they line up and like, well, let's just hope they throw this away.
You're right.
Well, they did. They absolutely did. This guy, I believe his name was Mem. He tried to lob it over the Germany defense, and the guy, it just went up and grabbed it.
Literally took it.
Thinks quickly, throws it ahead to Ushchins, who scores
Immediately.
with about less than a second to go.
I couldn't believe it.
If that guy, obviously if the French guy doesn't throw it to the German, if the German guy doesn't catch it and bobbles it, they don't have enough time. Obviously if he throws it ahead and, it's a bad pass or whatever, everything had to go perfect for the Germans to hit the buzzer-beating goal. Like they went and looked at it. It's like, I guess I found out the ball has to cross the line before zero's on the board. I would have thought left the hand.
Right.
I would have thought that. But anyway, it had to cross the line and it did. So they tied the game up. A lot of people online were comparing this French guy, Mem, who felt terrible. Like the game went to overtime, which I'll get to.
It's awful.
Everybody like consoling him, like, "Hey man, come on, we got 5 minutes to play, man." He's just devastated. A lot of people were comparing it to J.R. Smith's brain fart in Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals. You remember it well?
Obviously, very memorable.
Where LeBron, have you seen the meme of LeBron going, like pointing at JR, basically, what are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people making that comparison. I think, for you Raptors sickos out there, I think the more apt comparison was Mo Pete's crazy buzzer-beating shot against the Wizards way back in 2007. You can look it up.
Whoa.
This was the one where the Wizards are up 3, and they're at the foul line and pushes them up to 3. The Raptors are at the foul line. Cut it to 3, but it's the Wizards' ball. So they chuck it down. I might have this backwards. The point is, the ball goes to a Wizards player named Michael Ruffin.
Okay.
They are up 3.
Right.
He doesn't have to do anything. I mean, he really just has to either hold it, he'll get fouled maybe, or he decides, I'm going to chuck it in the air.
Oh.
And he chucks it in the air, but not high enough, not far enough away from any Raptors players. Mo Pete, the ball comes to him.
Oh.
He grabs it in one motion.
Takes a shot.
Chucks it up and it goes in. And they went to overtime, just like this game, and the Raptors won. So I think there's a bit more of a comparison. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, back to handball. Overtime, just as dramatic. Ushchins again scores the game winner late, and then France, they had 5 seconds left. They chuck it up ahead, and the goalkeeper made a bit of a save. It was a last-ditch effort from France. They looked to see if there was a penalty. There wasn't. Germany wins.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I watched the last little bit of it, and it was very exciting to watch. I'm not entirely clear on the rules of handball, but that would make me want to watch more of it because it was wild.
It was nuts. And the fans,
ooh, the crowd.
Silence. What just happened at the end of regulation?
Just stunned. Yeah, that
crazy.
Sucks.
And, the one sad part, too, or a weird way to go out, I guess, they have a handball legend on the French team.
Okay.
Nikola Karabatic.
Okay.
He's retiring.
Oh.
He scored 1,300 goals in his career. He's been there forever. And this is apparently his last game.
Tough note to go out on.
Tough. Luckily, it wasn't him.
Yeah, that would have been way worse.
But still, wow. Anyway, it was a fun sport.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's sort of been watching a little bit here and there throughout the last week, but now you get into the must-win games.
Yeah. Well, Germany is going to play Spain next, so we could watch that.
Okay, I'm in. I love it.
All in on handball.
It's sort of one of these sports where you're like, why isn't this more popular here?
Yeah.
It's got elements of basketball. It's got physicality.
Yeah.
Sort of football. There's soccer, like they're athletes. I mean, it's fast paced. Everybody's got a short attention span.
Yeah,
this thing goes back and forth.
Good point.
So I don't know. I wonder why. Maybe it's just like we don't play it here. Like I don't think I ever played it once in school.
Maybe the sports world is just too saturated with other sports.
Yeah, you can find sport. I bet there's a handball league somewhere in Atlanta.
You generally need these sports to be in schools.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody's theory was, well, the winter sports here in North America are basketball.
Yeah.
And maybe volleyball and other sports, and it's not implemented.
Right.
It's like not like you need a lot to play it.
Yeah.
I guess you need the lines
the
a little bit, but anyway, it was a fun watch. Crazy game. Any other events that you watched today that you want to touch on?
Well, I will say I watched some wrestling today because Armenia won 2 more medals.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank
you tripled your medal count here today. You got 2 silvers now and a bronze.
Baller.
But no gold, I see. What happened to the white bear?
The white bear succumbed. He only got a silver, but he still fought well. And Malkos Amoyan also won bronze at the 77 kg category wrestling.
Is that it for your Armenian?
I think there may be one more in track and field, although I don't know if we have any chance of medaling in there. I think the 5,000 meter, I think we have maybe repechage to go. But
no weightlifters I haven't seen.
That's a good point, actually, too. I'll have to look into the weightlifting. Yeah. We tend to do that.
Okay.
Wrestling and weightlifting is our vibe. But yeah, we got 2 more medals.
That's great. Yeah. Do you know what the most medals is in an Olympic game?
In one?
For Armenia?
Good question. I would have to look into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have that answer tomorrow night, please.
Yes, sir. I will do that.
I watched a lot of volleyball today, both indoor and beach volleyball. Loving that, too, as you get into these quarterfinals, semifinals, stuff like that. Canadian women's team, JD, did really well. They won. They're through to the semis. They'll take on Switzerland. This is women's beach volleyball. And then it's Brazil versus Australia. In the men's draw, Qatar versus Sweden and Germany versus Norway. You may have noticed there, I didn't say any American team.
Yeah, they're
in
out.
Any of those semifinals. Apparently, it's the first time in Olympic beach volleyball history that USA will not medal.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think either men's or women's. There's always been
interesting
a medal or two. So yeah,
the tides have changed.
They got to get that figured out for LA.
Yeah,
that's a beach volleyball culture.
That would be embarrassing.
It's a hub. So.
The Canadians look great.
Yeah,
they played well.
Yeah, they were really good. So you said Switzerland is. You watched a little bit.
I watched
of them.
the Swiss.
Did they beat the Americans?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's what I was watching, and I was like, "Ooh, these girls know what's up."
We got to take down the Swiss, do we? Okay, well that's coming up soon, and and men's indoor too. Oh my god,
it's fun to watch.
Oh my god,
that was on for a long time. That match.
Oh yeah, then they get to 5 sets. That thing does take a while.
Yeah, I went, I showered, I came out. I was like, oh, they're still going.
Yeah,
I had a snack. I came back. They're still going.
Yeah, and the game we saw, look, America had it in control. I think they were going to close out that 4th set, and then Poland came back.
They rallied,
got it to the 5th, and then they were up big. Then the Americans sort of got it close. But my God, I always forget how hard they hit that damn thing. Like they just smoke it.
Yeah.
The ball.
And the guy's got to go and set it.
Go get it.
And they do.
And it always goes bing.
Yeah. It's they're so talented.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's a fun sport to
so
watch.
Strong.
I don't know who won the second game between France and Italy, and those are 2 powerhouse teams. I'll have to look that up. But let's show you the medal count after day 12. USA keeping their 2 gold lead over China, 27-25. America is nearing 100 total medals at 94. But look at Australia. Aussie.
Oi.
There you go. Picking up 4 gold medals today. They're up to 18 total, 41 medals overall. This is a good
Big
showing
day.
here from there. They love their sports.
They do.
They love it. They got institutes.
What do they say? Like, good on ya when somebody does something good.
Good on ya. Yeah, good on ya. All right, well, let's go from Australia to France for the French word of the day.
Je suis un ananas.
C'est beau l'amour, l'amour, l'amour.
C'est possible. Pourquoi pas? Les ananas ne parlent pas.
Do we have a word or do we have a phrase?
Oh, even better. We have 4 words that go together.
Okay.
These words are s'échauffer, dossard, fouler, and vitesse. And I will tell you, all of these words are spoken by the anchors when you're watching track and field.
Okay.
So these are things that have to do that you might hear them discussing. Any of these words mean anything. We can go top down.
They're objects.
Let's go with the first word. Let's one at a time. The first word is something that athletes do before they do the race.
They stretch.
Right. And what would you describe that kind of category of behavior?
Warm up.
Ah, oui. S'échauffer is the warm up.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. And then once they've done their warm up, when the track athletes are getting ready, they have to put something on, right?
Yeah, they got to usually put on the bib.
Aha, the dossard.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. Good
And
pull.
then when they're taking part, sometimes it gets really close. We were watching Noah Lyles in the 100-meter. We talked about the number of something he did versus someone else.
Strides.
That's right.
That's foulée. Foulée.
Yes.
That's stride. Mm-hmm. Oh.
And vitesse is more of a general word, but it's what you have to win.
Heart.
Oh, you're thinking more esoteric, but more the literal thing you have to be.
First.
Fast.
Oh.
It's speed.
Oh,
Vitesse
speed.
is speed.
Okay, that one sounds a little familiar. Okay.
Anyway, s'échauffer, dossard, foulée, vitesse.
4 for the price of 1.
Yeah. Well, I had them, and I was like, let's do this little group together. Why
And,
not?
you have a red beret.
Yeah, today's beret is like tomato red.
Yes.
For the audio listener. It kind of blends into the flag behind me.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it is there.
And you still have
Well,
colors you haven't worn
as long
for
as
the
we-
final. How many days we got left?
until
5?
the closing ceremonies, I have some berets to go. Somebody was asking, we need an update on the bidding of the Olympic beret.
Oh, yes.
And it has been secured.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, that one.
So keep your eyes peeled, my
Yes.
friends. It
Oh,
will be
you-
making an appearance.
Right. You bid on an actual Olympic beret.
I did.
Wow.
My mom had
another
a
win.
good idea. She said, why don't you put these berets on eBay? You could sell them
These.
after we're done. Yeah.
Okay. Used berets.
Yeah.
Is there a market for that?
Didn't you just buy a used beret?
Yeah, but that's a Olympic beret.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is an Olympic beret too.
It's
Day
only
12.
it's only
This is day
Olympic
12.
because I'm wearing it on an Olympic show.
Okay. I think it's an idea. Hey, we can make a little coin
Listen,
back, you know?
I love good ideas. Well, I did go hard on the bidding, so
God.
it will financially ruin us.
This ruined us.
So
These damn berets
we will
have ruined
never
us.
recover from it.
Jesus. Well, let's go once again to the poop report. According to the AP, a group of endurance swimmers dove into the Seine River on a cloudy, cool morning today. Their one and only chance to check out the water before they start competing for gold medals. That goes down tomorrow, the 10K marathon swim race there. The training session received the go-ahead around 4 a.m. local time when World Aquatics got the results of daily testing that showed the water was within acceptable guidelines for illness-causing bacteria.
Sure,
That's what you
bud.
want to see it come through on your phone at 4
I know.
a.m. So there you go, Nora. They got in. This is the first time, I think, right, that we've had a little training sesh. They allowed them in
Familiarization.
they allowed them in the water here before the big races.
The athletes are very sus, though. I saw an Austrian swimmer, Felix Obiok, said, I think if anyone's saying they're not concerned, they're lying. Mm-hmm. I just hope and trust the organization in the sense that they won't let us in unless it's safe enough to do so. But he's very like, I don't know if I trust what's going on here, but I have to do it.
Both things.
Yeah, and also, again, due to my intense Googling about this, I found out 2 more triathletes from New Zealand were also sick from the Seine.
So what's the number up to?
Well, I have a
6,
list
7?
of the 6 Seine sufferers, is what I'm calling them.
Oh,
And so now we're at 6.
the 6-6.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Demonic. The 2 athletes from New Zealand are Hayden Wild and Ashley Thorpe, and they were both very sick, but they weren't saying anything about it because they were taking part in the mixed relay triathlon, and they didn't want to let the other competition know that they were maybe sick and not going to do it. Ashley said she almost couldn't make it.
Wow.
She was that ill.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. And then so they've been added to the list.
This is ridiculous that it's still happening.
Well, I got to give a hat tip to a Summer of Champions fan named Reply Guy Union Rep,
Okay.
who let me know today, during the day, out of nowhere on Twitter, that some YouTuber that I never heard of.
Okay.
Has a lot of followers. Named the Wonton Don.
Okay.
He was live streaming himself in Paris, jumping in the Seine.
I'll add him to my list.
So
This guy.
I clicked on it and I watched a bit of it. I grabbed some screenshots. He took a while, but he eventually did jump in. They're picturesque
at that.
scenery here where he's jumping into the Seine with the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Oh, look at the
There he is.
banks of it. How gross it
Yeah,
looks.
there he is. The current was strong, he said. He started drifting down a little bit.
Did he?
But he got to there are some stairs where you can sort of go in, almost like a ramp and then stairs. And he got out, it was fine. He seemed okay, at least right now, but he was wearing white board shorts, and the poop report took on a whole new meaning.
Gross. Ew.
Now, that's not him, but I guess that's the impact of getting out of the water.
That is gnarly.
Yeah, and for the podcast listener, it looks sort of like he pooed himself.
a little bit.
Poo-poo shorts.
Yeah, poopa shorts.
Oh, I can't
So there you
believe
go.
he did that.
Yeah.
I guess nobody interceded or was like, get out of there.
Okay. Nobody even blinked.
Yeah.
They were very French
I
about
think
it.
this guy thought, there's going to be a big scene.
Yeah.
Maybe I get arrested. I don't know what he thought.
Yeah.
Or at least the people around
The
him.
French police were like there smoking
No,
a cigarette. Like,
no.
oh, look at this stupid American. He's going in the water.
Yeah. But like the tourists that were around there did nothing.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, barely even took a shot. with
Nobody
their camera.
cares.
No,
They're like, this guy's
nobody cared.
crazy.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
It was very funny. At one point, a mariachi band started playing.
Yeah.
What?
It was crazy. I was watching it too. It's like,
Sounds manic.
why am I watching this?
Why are we doing this? Well, add the Wonton Don. He's number 7.
Yeah. Oh, 6-7 now. Well, but remember, we wanted our friend Bill, who is
Yes.
heading to the Paris Olympics
Tomorrow, I guess.
Again, he's going to be watching soccer. He's going to be watching some beach volleyball. We were pitching to him, hey man, you got to jump in. Come on, man, we need the clicks.
We need the content.
We need the content. We need to go viral. I told him,
Don't do it.
take your swim trunks out of your suitcase.
It's already been done.
Yeah, been
Yeah.
done.
And I just don't want the liability. Oh, he goes, he gets
Oh,
sick.
yeah, true.
Next thing you know, we get into litigation. They told me to do it. There's a video.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
I know how litigious Americans are.
Yeah, we don't want that.
We don't need that smoke.
So, Bill, don't do it. Okay, let's get into some quiz pop. Before you get to tonight's question, Nora,
Yes.
I asked the people last night off of your trivia question, and it was about which mode of transportation has the torch never traveled by?
Yes.
And we got it wrong. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
We've only ever gotten one of these right during the entire run of Summer of Champions. But you said the answer was, well, it was tuk-tuk.
Well, I made that answer up, so yes.
But I said, hey, people out there, if you ever find a shot of
God.
the Olympic flame being transported by
Okay.
tuk-tuk, you send that in to me. Because we might have, we might have to file a complaint.
I did extensive research, so I would love to see what this is.
Well, Erraticus Finch tweeted at me, looked around and found this picture of the Olympic torch on a tuk-tuk. It is entirely real and not all created by AI.
that's great.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually.
So there you go.
Wow, that looks like the guy that hosts the Gold Zone.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Oh my God,
pretty
that's
good.
amazing.
Good work, AI.
I love this AI.
Yeah.
Good job. This is what we need ChatGPT for.
Yeah.
Making these beautiful images for
So
us.
thank you to Erraticus Finch for
Thanks.
that.
It's a great handle.
It's a great handle and great work there. So technicality, we sort of were sort of right.
Okay, I'll give you that. You can live in that world
Thank
that
you.
you were sort of
Thank
right.
you.
How are you feeling about today?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, JD is going to help if he
JD,
wants.
all right.
Yeah.
He has not been tainted.
Okay.
Okay, so established in 1912, World Athletics is the international governing body for the sport of athletics overseeing track and field. As part of my Olympic research prep, I started following their Instagram account to familiarize myself with athletes and sports that were to come in the Olympics. I noticed they were using some interesting units of measurement to explain distances in running and other aspects of track and field. Yesterday, we had discussed unique forms of measurement, like how Americans sometimes use a football field to
Yep.
give a size comparison.
Yep.
So my question to you is, which unit of measurement did World Athletics use to describe the weight of a shot put? And I will tell you the weight of a shot put
Is it 16 pounds?
is 16 pounds.
Yeah. Ryan Krauser, I saw him talking on a show about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's 16 pounds or 7.2 kilos.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the comparison of
Okay.
the weight. So which of these did they use?
Okay.
Okay. 1,
Okay.
10 Olympic gold medals.
Oh my God, why would they do that?
2, 80 croissants. 3, 17 wheels of brie. 4, 9 minions.
Okay.
So the options are
Jeez.
10 Olympic gold medals,
No, it's not.
80 croissants, 17 wheels of brie, or 9 minions.
Wow. Well,
This
how
is
do
on
we-
their Instagram account?
Correct. Do not go look.
Yeah, yeah. How do we? Is it geared towards the children?
The children, what are you, 100 years old? No, I wouldn't say it's geared towards.
No. So why would they use
necessarily.
minions? Why would they do that? We don't even know what a minion weighs.
Some kind of cross promotion. And was there a hashtag ad on this?
I don't want to say either
Okay,
way
okay,
about
I
any of
don't
that.
know. The minions do not have a uniform weight. There's skinny guy. There's fat guy.
right,
There's
you're
one-eyed
right.
guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Steve, I think.
Pomodoro.
It can't be that one.
Okay.
It can't be that one.
Okay.
I think it's one of the food ones.
So,
Don't you?
brie or croissant?
Yeah.
Yeah. 80 croissants?
It was
it?
80 croissants.
80
Okay.
croissant or 17 wheels of brie.
17 wheels of brie? That,
17
I guess,
wheels of brie.
that's
Think
like, they're
60?
almost a pound each?
Yeah, that's got. They feel heavier.
They
than
are
that,
kind of
aren't they?
heavy. Well, I guess it depends on the size
Size of the wheel. Of course it
No.
does, JD. Is it the size of a football field? I don't know.
Working together. This is good.
Okay, you know what? Then let's get rid of brie because a croissant is you can at least average it out.
Yeah.
right? It is an actual weight.
And how much do you think a croissant weighs? So I guess the math would say
They're light.
they're
I
very
know that.
light. I think we should go with it.
Croissant?
Yeah, don't you?
I guess, but there's also the medals, but nobody knows
the
what that-
medals? Yeah, why would they know the medals? They're good. It's got to be the food. I'm telling you, it's got to
Okay, all
be
right,
the
all right.
food.
I'm with you.
She's a foodie.
That's right.
All right, we're going B. Croissants, 80 of them. That equals roughly 16 pounds for the shot put ball. Nora,
Lock it in?
lock it in.
I have never been more proud.
Yes! Let's go!
Hell yeah!
Let's go! Way to get there, JD.
We needed this.
You needed that. You got it.
Oh, girl.
80 croissant.
All right.
80 croissant.
Let me drink my port.
Yeah,
baller.
good job. For the listener or the viewer, if you want to go check, you can look at the World Athletics Instagram account on July 29th. They posted an Instagram saying that a shot put weighed the equivalent of 80 croissants.
Nice.
And I saved that baby.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
It's been waiting since July 29th.
Did you figure out the weight of the other
I
things?
started doing that and I was like, who cares?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to do an actual one. Also, it's really hard to figure out the weight of a minion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted it off the board.
Yeah. It
That's
was
why
good call. Good
yeah,
call.
Yeah.
You really worked through that together. It was nice teamwork.
Hey, if that account was for the children, I may have changed my mind.
Yeah.
The children.
Cross promotion of the Minions.
Absolutely.
Despicable Me
Minions
4.
are
I
for
saw
everybody.
It. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You think we'll see the Minions at the closing ceremony?
I don't
they
think so.
Show up again?
Nah.
Really?
We had enough in the opening one.
Well, we had a whole little digital short, but
Yeah.
why not get some
What, with Tom Cruise?
some actual mascots? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
How
so.
did it end? Because I feel like there was a bit of a cliffhanger. Maybe they'll resolve that little. I can't even remember.
Oh, I blocked it out.
The cliffhanger in the opening.
Minions.
Yeah,
ceremony?
that whole sequence was sort of this weird.
Well, they were in a submarine.
Yeah.
And the water was coming
How
in.
do you remember this? I have fully washed it of my mind.
Oh,
It is
come on.
all of it is
Minions
gone.
Are gold.
All I remember is Celine.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. All right.
I'm so
All right.
proud. I'm so
Man,
proud
you know what? I
of
was having a
you.
bad day for most of this day.
Yeah.
I'm ending
You
on
needed
a high
that.
note.
Let's go buy 80 croissants.
Yeah, sure. I'm hungry. Must-watch events tomorrow. Day 13, Thursday, August 8th. A few things I've picked for everybody. We got some basketball games. We got the semifinals of the men's tournament. France versus Germany, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. USA versus Serbia at 3. Those are some big ones to decide who goes to the gold medal match. We got the men's 200-meter final. We'll see if Noah Lyles can do the double gold. I'm
not convinced.
I'm not convinced, but you sometimes can't tell, is he holding something back?
That's the thing.
Yeah, but there's been some other great-looking 200-meter runners. Women's 400-meter hurdles. Got the men's 110-meter hurdles. Women's long jump. Canoe sprints. I watched a little bit of them out on the water today.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's, after you watch one, you're like, all right.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, like they're all, unless you're really cheering for your country or whatever, you're watching like as they go through the markers. But men's speed climbing final. Don't blink. It'll be over in less than 5 seconds. Women's marathon swim.
Worried for them.
Lots of blinks. Just don't open your mouth.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do in the 10K in the water. And we got some wrestling. We got some boxing. We got some weightlifting.
Yeah.
So lots of things still to go. And we'll be back here tomorrow night to recap it all. I would remind you to check out the latest No Dunks podcast with Tass, Trey, our guy Esh, breaking down yesterday's 4 men's basketball quarterfinal games, getting you set here for tomorrow. So you still have time to listen to that. Guys did a great job breaking that down. You really may want to go to listen to that one.
Yeah.
I heard our guy TK had some video complications.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was rough there for a bit. But
the Wi-Fi kept dropping, or his computer kept crapping
there was
out.
Something going on.
Something's
a technical
going on.
problem.
So Ash has done a great job cleaning it up a little bit for the podcast listeners.
Great.
But anyway, check that out. It's on No Dunks. It's on YouTube. And it's obviously in the podcast feed.
Great.
Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow night. Day 13.
Yeah, today felt good.
Can see the finish line.
Yeah,
This
is the last Wednesday of this.
It's the last Wednesday. You're right.
Yeah.
This is
You're
the
right. I
last.
didn't
This
think about
time, I'll have my hair done this time next week.
And I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to tell you right now. I got the call today from a little Portuguese wine shop in our neighborhood. They said,
Did.
"Sir, your Super Bock has arrived." I said, "I'll be right in."
On my way. You left really fast.
I didn't want that Super Bock to get. I didn't know if they were keeping it for me in the back or if it was just out.
Yeah.
But anyway, Super Bock for the Portuguese tomorrow night.
Yes,
from
our beer
Portugal.
of choice.
Loved me some Super Bock when I was there.
Yeah.
When we were there.
We had a
you
great
liked
time.
it too.
I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
There was not a thing I didn't like on that trip.
So we still have that. We got to do our American drink. I got to go get all the stuff for Long Island iced
Are
tea.
we really doing Long Island iced teas?
And we do have a Canadian drink that we need to do. We're running out of days here.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll take care of business in the coming days. Thanks so much for joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star ratings and review. Your final thoughts?
We're going to go get 80 croissants.
Oui, oui. Embrace the night, people.